to Folk from the Boat, episode 40. Woohoo! Thank you for staying with us this far. And I hope you're very well today. And I don't know, I'm just really excited that we reached episode 40. My little lockdown project is turning into something a bit bigger. So I have a story to tell you today about somebody, a 19th century man who's very connected with boating life, quite a hero, and his name is Joseph Hodgson. So I thought I would tell you the story of his life and why he's so wonderful that that he needs a folk song written about him, and then we'll sing the song. So he was born in Bishop Wearmouth, which is north of the River Wear. So the River Wear is in the northeast of England, and that's where Sunderland is. It's kind of near Newcastle. And Joseph Hodgson was born there in 1829, and he was nicknamed the Stormy Petrel, which is a seabird that... the first time I met a Stormy Petrel, I was on a ship actually, and this is a total aside from the story, but there was this bird sort of flapping about on the deck, and I was on a cruise liner. I was playing music, entertainment on the cruise liner, and we found this bird, and we weren't sure what to do, and we were feeding it bread and things, and we didn't know what it was. And then one of the passengers said, "Oh, it's a petrel. You were giving it bread." I don't think it wants that. It just needs to get a lift off, because they don't normally land. They're really seabirds. They can only really take off well from the water. So he then sort of threw this bird into the air, and off it flew amazingly. So yeah, Stormy Petrel, amazing birds. And the nickname of Joseph Hodgson, because he was famous for braving storms and the sea, and he saved many people over his life and crews of ships from drowning. So his first act of saving a life was when he was 14, and he saved a 3-year-old from the River Wear. And then it sort of went on from there, really. And I don't know, my family are from the northeast, and I've been up there quite a lot. It's the North Sea is rarely a place where you want to go swimming. I mean, it's quite cold. The people who are really born up there, they're a bit they're hardier than me. So he saved 3 years later. He saved a man called John Marshall from the Wear, and he taught him his trade, which was carving. So Joseph became a wood carver and gilder, and he earned his living by making the heads for ships and steering wheels and that kind of thing. And alongside that, he volunteered on the lifeboats, and in the 6 years of doing that, he saved the crews of 15 ships. And he wrote a pamphlet on life-saving techniques so that he could share his skills and save more lives. And later on, he designed lifeboats as well, and received medals for that. So he was married to a lady from Bishop Wearmouth called Esther, and they had 11 children. And in 1850, they moved to the east end of London to an area called Poplar, because ships were being built of iron. So his work out there in wood had dried up, basically. And he worked as a model maker. Sorry, that makes him sound like a model. Sorry. He was so he would build wooden models of ships that are going to be built. And he travelled the world with the West African Shipping Company, and said that he saved lives wherever he went, including his own once when he was shot in Africa. And then after the docks dispute in 1880, he and Esther moved to Australia, and she died there in 1895, and he moved back to London, and he married again at 70. So throughout his life, he would never take money for saving lives, although he did accept several medals, a couple of gold ones and 5 silver ones, according to some information from Sunderland. And he, when he came back to London, he was pretty poor, and he had to pawn his medals to live. So in 1908, there is a record of the mayor of Poplar trying to get help for him from the Carnegie Hero Fund, but it was too late, and he died of pneumonia that year, and he was buried in an unmarked pauper's grave in the east of London. But there is now a headstone there, and I shall tell you what it reads. It says, "The everyday hero, Joseph Hodgson, the Stormy Petrel, was born in 3rd of October 1829, Sunderland, and died the 15th of October 1908, Poplar. A brave and unselfish man, risking his own life to save others from shipwrecks." And a poet called J.P. Robson wrote a poem about his heroic rescues, so I have turned it into a folk song for you today.
Dark roll the added clouds above, like mountains o'er the deep, like lions wild with manes of foam, the crowding billows sweep. The spume of vengeance on their lips, in thunder's voice they roar, as the hurricane has fearfully and rainy torrents pour. A gallant vessel struggling heaves like a wrestler against his doom. Now skyward, hard and vengeful night, now downward dashed in gloom. The captain, boy, and seamen brave await the impending shock, with hearts that scorn or quailing fear, through hurrying to the rock. Help, help, alas, there is no help. The ship is rent asunder. The lightning of the fiend has flashed. He laughs and rolls his thunder. Rockets in vain whiz through the gloom. One moment 'tis too late. The struggling brave are in the wave, the victims to sad fate. See, a human form appears, the messenger of hope. Mounting the mad careering surge, here bears salvation's robe. The Petrel spreads his sweeping wings, he nears the stranded bark. The spray dashed o'er his gallant